Child, first dates turned into fist fights, lies were exposed, jokes were made, sex was had, and that's only the half. Listen, this show is already hitting all the messy, shady, chaotic marks I didn't even know I wanted. But they got me, and I am seated, sat, and stuck for all of it, okay? Let's talk about it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you are watching this. Hey, y'all, hey. So, as you already read the title down below, I'm about to get into a recap of season 1, episode 1 of The Never Ever Mets. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that title, but here we are. And y'all, bear with me because this may be a long one because I have to give my first thoughts on the couples. But before I do, y'all already know what to do. Like this video and show your girl some love. Tell me your thoughts because I know you already have them. Hit that notification bell and of course, click that subscribe button and join the queendom, baby. So for the ones that don't know, this show is basically about long distance couples that have never ever met in person, which I already think is a lie because what do you mean y'all grown asses are in full blown relationships and haven't met the person you like or love in real life? Y'all are spending so much time chatting online and on the phone, but not in person? That's crazy. That's crazy. Come on. For real? Like that's what we doing? Okay. And the reason I feel that is because these people have been together in the time frame ranging from 3 months to 12 years. So you mean to tell me in that amount of time, nothing in your mind, body, or soul didn't push you to meet the person you're wasting precious time with? It's just a no way. I refuse to believe it. But baby, as I watch this show, my mindset definitely changes because some of these people really showed their asses when it was time to meet. And I am still trying to gather my thoughts, but let's break the episode down. But first thing first, we are going to introduce the couples, and I'm going to give my first reaction on the couples, and here are my thoughts. And just so y'all know, these are my thoughts strictly based off of seeing their solo interviews and like little quick webcam conversations we seen before the show fully started. Okay, so remember that as y'all listen to me break things down. So first we have Brandon, who is 35, living in Melbourne, Florida, and Sienna, who is 43, living in New York City, and they've been virtually dating for 10 months. Now, Sienna claims that the reason she and Brandon have not met up is because he has small children, so it's holding them up from linking up. Like, girl, what? Let's be for real. 9 times out of 10, Brandon is not taking care of those kids by himself all day, every day, and he probably does not have, them all the time. So all the days he don't have them, he can find a way to schedule out a weekend to go visit you. Or I'll do you one better. How about you go and visit him? If you are claiming his kids are to hold up for, y'all meeting up, you go visit him. You literally can fly down to him, get a hotel, and go on a date or two, hell, and really be in the presence of each other. So that excuse to me is BS. All I know is what y'all won't do is play in our face on this show to make it seem like certain things aren't durable. Y'all are grown, and if you want to make something happen, you will, period. It's a saying as old as time. If you want something to happen, or if you want something, you gonna go out and get it, or you gonna make it happen. Like, let's cut out all the BS, please. Anyways, Sienna also said that her goal with Brandon is to deepen their friendship so it can become a relationship. And I'm a bit confused because I thought this was about people already in a relationship. They're just long distance. Like, what do you mean you want to deepen your friendship? Y'all been together for 10 months. Y'all haven't made any attempts to see each other in person, but you want to deepen things? How? Y'all not even making moves in y'all everyday life to deepen things. So how the hell y'all expect this 2-week, 3-week show to help y'all with that? It's impossible and not to be taken seriously. I also think him being almost 10 years younger than her is going to have an effect on them while in the house, as they mingle with others and get to know each other. People act like a huge age difference doesn't matter in a relationship, but it does, especially when the woman is older than the man. People want to act like it don't matter, but age is more than just a number. Moving on to Shay, who is 30, living in Cooper City, Florida, dating Josh, who is 32, living in Memphis, Tennessee. So they have been virtually dating for 12 years. 12 long ass years. Y'all sit on that. Y'all sit on that. Because this can't be real. It can't be. I just know it ain't. I just know it's not real. So in all those years, you mean to tell me not one of you thought of the next step? But yet y'all want to come on this show and want us to believe that y'all have genuine intentions on bonding more? Getting to know each other more? To make the next step? It's not possible. No damn way. If y'all haven't done so in 12 years already, then y'all already a bust. Y'all already a dub, in my opinion, my thoughts, you know? And I can also bet my last dollar that this show is being used as a free trip for them for, you know, some fun and just a little quick getaway. But I don't think they plan on having real bonding moments, in my opinion. Hell, 12 years, what more can you dig into or dig out of each other? Like, what? But moving on, we get into Gregg, who was 31, living in Los Angeles, and Millie, who was 32, also living in Los Angeles. And they have been virtually dating for 3 years. Now, when it came to Gregg and Millie, I was instantly aggravated about their situation from the jump because they both live in LA and have never seen each other in the 3 years they've been dating. And if that's not the nuttiest thing I've ever heard, like, that is crazy. Like, what? What do you mean? You're in the same city, same state, and have not seen each other. Why are y'all wasting each other's time? Like, seriously, it's not even funny or cute. Y'all clearly don't like each other for real because there is no way. I already believe there is no excuse for the other couples that live miles and miles, states and states apart. So I damn sure don't have any sympathy for y'all two. At one point in the beginning of the episode, Millie said that if it doesn't work out with Gregg, she feels like she is going to be, you know, missing out on a good friend. And that's the problem right there. For the past 3 years, she has been looking at Gregg as a friend and not a partner, which is why they are not in no rush in meeting up with each other. I don't see them moving any further than, you know, a social media friendship based on that statement alone. Because if you haven't made any effort already, when you two have the means to, because y'all are in the same state, y'all can hop in the car. Y'all don't even have to hop on a flight. Get in the car. Go see each other. Go meet up at a park. Go do something. Like, what? So if you haven't made any effort already when the two of you are have the means to, then you would not do it now, especially once the damn show is over. So it's a dub for them too. Next on the list is Sandia. I think that's how you say her name. Sandia, who is 27 and she's living in Miami, Florida. And then Chris, who is 34, who is also living in Miami, Florida. Similar to the other couple, it's just no excuse why they haven't met each other yet if they are, you know, living in the same city. I understand it's been 3 months, but still, come on, like. Granted, I do want to give them a little leeway because, like I said, it's only been 3 months. But then again, I'm like, no. In those 3 months, they could have gotten together on a coffee date, walk in the park, dinner, something. It's just no excuse. I cannot give any of these couples an excuse. Yes, Miami is a big city, but it ain't that damn big not to, you know, take someone you are talking to for months on a date. I would know. I was born and raised in Miami, okay? So when Chris was shown on a Zoom call talking to Sandia, he told her that he may say something she doesn't like. And I just knew from that statement, he is going to have a hell of a personality because what do you mean you're going to say something I don't like? Why would you want to say anything I don't like if we are getting to know each other or getting the opportunity to bond with each other and expand this relationship? If it was me, I would have instantly felt like he is doing this on purpose or he is trying to do it to get under my skin or he's just really a boy through and through. Based off of that statement alone. And then poor Sandia, she just so young and so sweet and poor baby. I could tell that she likes him more than, he likes her, but she may like him for the wrong reasons because nothing about his personality so far is attractive. And as much as I want to say that he may be faking the funk and acting like he likes her, that just isn't the case. He is showing his true colors as bright as day to her, and she is refusing to believe what she sees because he is a nice looking guy for her. He's a nice looking guy for her. And he also may have, some money. I'm not sure if he really does have money, but the way that, they are showing little clips of him is making it seem like he got money. But regardless of the fact, she's loving every bit of him, and she's willing to deal with, the for the attention that he's giving her. Hell, she even said some of her dislikes about Chris was, going to the strip club and, how he liked to flirt with other people. Excuse me? He flirting with other people and you know this, and that's a red flag for you, and you still want to go forward? You still want to move forward? Really? Okay. All I know is all the red flags are waving and she's just ignoring all of them. And that's a big no-no. You don't do that at all. But moving on to freaky ass thing 1 and thing 2, Dominique, who is 31 living in Chicago, and Alexis, who is 30 living in Brooklyn, New York. So they have been virtually dating for 6 months, but I already knew not to take these two seriously because when I seen their Zoom call, the first thing we hear is Dominique asking Alexis if she's been practicing how to twerk, how he told her. Like, what? What? Why is that the first introduction we get of both of y'all? This is already a red flag. Like, I get it, maybe the way that, they joke around, but why the joke got to be something related to my body and ass shaking? Like, you ain't got nothing else for us to hee and ha ha about? Now, don't get me wrong. I am not really upset about it because one thing about it, I'm going to twerk for my man all day long. But a 6-month virtual relationship of never seeing each other won't get a cracking smile out of me. Because why we ain't talking about your flight coming to see me? Yeah, you making me laugh and making me smile, but I want to laugh and smile in person, not over the phone. If you want to see me twerk, catch that flight, bro. Like, what? But you know what? Let me not project on them because it's clear as day that Alexis likes those type of, antics from Dominique. So I can't do too much or give too much or project, like I said, because she was all happy and giggly when he said it. I feel like he may sexualize her because of her body, and she likes it because she loves attention. Anyways, moving along, we have Joanna, who is 31 living in Chicago, and Aaron J, who is 27 living in Atlanta. And they have been virtually dating for 9 months. And instantly, no tea, no shade, because I don't judge, and it's okay to like who you like, but instantly I got curious if Joanna knew if he was, yeah. Now, I am the type of person that do believe there are a million ways someone can catfish you beyond just a photo. And baby, Aaron J is catfishing Joanna real good. Or maybe she is desperate. Hell, maybe they just wanted to be on a show, but their whole little duo is a hell no. I don't want to be wrong or negative, but I mean... But let's move on to the last and final couple, which is 51-year-old Aaron H, who is living in Los Angeles, and 44-year-old Dymond, who is living in Sanford, Florida. And both of them have been virtually dating for 5 years. So my first reaction to Aaron and Dymond was they both are just older people that may want to be entertained or entertain each other, but I don't think it was supposed to turn into anything more serious than that. But I guess as time went on and those years started going up with them communicating virtually, they probably thought, to give it a go. But neither one of them wanted to make the first step, or they both probably always had, excuses. Now remember, y'all, these are my thoughts on first reactions. So things and thoughts may change as the episode goes on. But anyways, I feel like they can work because they are in that age range where, they need to be or want to be settled down. Like, who wants to be up in these streets in their 40s, 50s, and 60s chasing after a man or a woman? Like, baby, I am tired. Hell, I am not even nowhere near that old, and I am tired. So I can only imagine at that age, which is also why I feel like they are settling with each other, virtually. Anyways, when I first seen Aaron on the screen, he is in the nail salon getting his nails done. But I didn't think anything of it because I'm like, okay, maybe he's like a man who likes to groom himself and he just have a certain type of upkeep, which is fine. I get it. But the more time the clip of him played in the nail salon, it just seemed like he is just a little too excited, showing himself off, getting his nails done. So I'm like, no, something ain't right here. Something is not right here, okay? But again, I let it slide for now because I don't judge over here, okay? Well, sometimes I do, but I do give the benefit of the doubt first. So, like I said, I let it slide. But if it comes up again, my thoughts will be exposed. So moving on from that moment, Dymond tells Aaron in their Zoom call that he basically hurt her 2 years ago, which I am assuming she meant, hurt her feelings, but she doesn't expound on it. But I'm sure she will later on in the season. But for right now, all we know is he did something to her 2 years ago that she didn't like, and she said it was shady. And that word alone was off-putting to me because why is this grown-ass 51-year-old being shady? And why you felt the need to use that word specifically? It had me questioning some things, but I'm not going to overthink it. I didn't want to overthink it because it's more to get into. Also, Dymond says she cares for Aaron, but she is not in love with him. And I think she was lying because if he did something shady to you, yet y'all are still together but never even met, you clearly love that man. So please, save it, girl. You felt in love with that man and he did something shady to you and you never even met him. So cut it out. Now, getting into the episode, the girls are all arriving at the house and meeting each other. And the first thing I said was they got to share rooms with those little old beds at their big ass age. Oh, baby, the budget was in hell for this show. Because what do you mean these couples who just met won't even get their own space, or at least everyone get their own room? And if they decide to sleep together, that's on them. But this current setup is terrible. I get that they tried to do it so that all the couples are in one house together, but clearly the house wasn't big enough and they didn't have enough money to go bigger. So maybe they could have cut down on some of the couples, but this is just unacceptable because just how they don't know these men, they don't know these women either. So why are we being bunched up together like a can of sardines? That is wild to me. But moving on, Sienna, Shay, and Joanna are talking, and Shay brings up how her and Josh have been dating for 12 years and haven't met in person. And of course, commotion starts because everyone is confused on how's that even possible? Like, girl, 12 years? Baby, just let it go. Let it go. In my opinion, I feel like Josh probably was in jail and Shay was one of those girls that like to be on them websites, those like pen pal type of websites. But she was like, they met on Facebook, which they could have met on Facebook, or maybe they met on a Facebook group for jailbirds and the girls that want to hook up with jailbirds. I don't know. That's just my thoughts because teens is not adding up with that whole situation at all to me personally. Because I'm just trying to figure out, how does this man have you in a chokehold for 12 years and you just stayed around but never even met? I feel like this is a quick little free trip for Shay and Josh, and they may get a little, fame or notoriety from the show, and that's all they care about. They have no intentions on really being a real couple. They just want, a quick free link up. But anyways, it's time for the girls to finally meet up with the guys. But before they do, Dymond is just talking to the girls, asking them questions. And I feel like Dymond is going to be the one that get all the answers we need from the show because she asks all the questions that, be up in their business. And we want to be all up in their business. Sure. So Shay tells her what she wants out of this, whole situation and says, she wants to, be married, have a baby, have a home. She said all the things you're supposed to say and what most women will say when it comes to being in a relationship with someone you are in love with and have been with for 12 years. Hell. So then Dymond asks her if she can, trust Aaron, and Shay paused. And then she said, I can trust him a little bit. And I just need to know and hear more about their situation because how do you want all these things with a man you barely trust? How? I feel like saying the word how is going to be the most used word during all my reviews with this show, because they are going to have me questioning so much shit. My goodness. And then Dymond asks Alexis the same question, and she responds by saying she just wants to have a good time and a positive time, and that Dominique has a temper. And once she said that, I knew I wouldn't take them serious as a couple. I mean, I already wasn't, but I really knew then, because nothing in her statement was about connecting and growing to see things through and how it can help them when they get back to life. Hell, even though I think Shay and Josh's relationship is all about entertaining each other for the time being, at least her response made sense and made me at least second guess the fact that, you know, their relationship may be real. I think it's not real, but now I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it is real based on her statement. But with Alexis, this seems like it's just fun and play, and it's no substance to that. Then she went on to say how their biggest problem is that he wants more kids and she doesn't want any kids. Like, first off, why is kids and sex even a part of y'all conversation when y'all haven't even met each other yet? And I know for a fact that's not y'all biggest problem, because it seems like all he wants to do is see you shake your ass. So yeah, there are bigger things at play other than the whole kid situation that y'all shouldn't even be talking about or thinking about yet, because y'all haven't even made it past the basics. So it's time for the dates, and Brandon and Sienna are on their date first, and the first thing I noticed is these damn stripper heels Sienna got on. I was so confused, but then I saw that she had on the same shoes in her confessional, so maybe those are just her favorite pair of heels, because, you know, they're clear and they may go with everything she wears. Like, I don't know, child, but they was hooker heels, stripper heels. But I can't give credit what credit is due. My homegirl was walking in those heels so effortlessly, so I give her that. But needless to say, it seemed as though they both enjoyed each other, so that's good. But I am going to wait them out a little bit, because that age difference may become a problem. Next on the date is Dominique and Alexis, and they are doing yoga. He doesn't even look like the type to do damn yoga, but again, I am not here to judge, at least not yet. Not in the first episode. Okay, I may do a little judging in the first episode, but I just don't want to say he don't look like the type of person to do it, because nowadays you can't stereotype people off of their looks, because you will be dead ass wrong about them. Plus, I like the fact that he is a tatted up, built black man that's doing yoga, because it literally erases so many stereotypes of guys that look like him. And I love that he said, you know, he does it to keep the stress away. So I don't know who introduced it to him. I'm pretty sure it probably was a girl, but I'm here for it. I like it. I love it. Now, the thing with Dominique, I can already tell his personality is one that I will ride the fence on, because he started off good while talking about the yoga stuff, only to end off saying he hoped that the girl breath don't stink. And then the production editors goes and be messy and show a shot of Alexis covering her mouth. Just messy. So with it being their first time meeting, Alexis is happy that he is fine. But baby Dominique, on the other hand, felt like Alexis was attractive, but she wasn't really hitting for him. Like, what does that even mean? It seems like he was contradicting himself saying that, but I guess he meant her body wasn't hitting for him, but she was a pretty girl, I guess. Then he started talking about all the photos that he had seen of her, and it doesn't look like the same person. Like, she doesn't look the same in person as far as her body go. And baby, I don't know if we are looking at the same thing as him, because her body definitely looks the same as it does in the photos, minus a few little tweaks you can tell she did. She did some tweaks, probably like slimmed her body. Like, she already small and tiny, and it looked like she probably did it even more. You know how they be, the girls be editing their body, child, and editing their waist. But to me, like I said, she still looks small in person. If anything, it would have been the fact that she is a bit heavy-handed on the filters with her face that threw me off. I don't know. My thing is, if you are around her asking her to twerk, that means you have seen her full body before. So I don't know why he just tried to play like her body don't look the same. Boy, you seen that girl body. And then after he said all that, he goes to put her in a arching position just so he can get behind her, trying to act like he is teaching her yoga positions, but really he's trying to get an early freaky feel on her, and she just loving it. acting like what kind of position is this? Girl, you like it because you bent right on over easily, simply, quickly. Huh. So after yoga, they went to sit down, eat, and discuss meeting each other. And Brandon brought up how at first he was thinking negatively and wasn't attractive to her, but now he is cool with her because she is cool. And he likes her personality. But my thing is, y'all have been talking for 6 months. You could have been gauged her personality in that time frame. So what he is saying is not adding up to me. The things that he tried to find wrong with her was something I can bet my last dollar on he had an answer to, which was her body. And now what he is saying as a factor to change his mindset on liking her is something he should have already known as well, which is her personality. So I just don't get it, and it doesn't seem genuine. It feels made up, and he's pulling stuff out of his ass at this point. And then they started talking about, the other people in the house, and he goes to tell the damn girl he is trying to be suave. So Alexis told him, no, you don't need to be all friendly with them how you are friendly with me. Okay, respect. I get it. She's right, because he is there for her, not to be friends with him. So I understood what she was saying, but she was a little rough about it. Like, girl, calm down. But maybe that was her way of, putting her foot down so they don't have no problems. But boy, how things change. But let's continue on. So apparently they are exclusive because they both have said it. But I'm confused how we went from not being attracted to her to being exclusive with her. Boy, make up your mind. So moving on to Millie and Gregg's first date, and we finally get an explanation from Gregg on why they haven't met up yet. And his excuse was he doesn't want to mess things up. Like, what does that mean? I'm telling y'all, I'm questioning a lot of things here. Like, how do you even know if you will mess something up if you haven't even given it a chance? And beyond that, it just a piss poor lame excuse that the both of them are trying to use to make us, the audience, accept what they have going on. But it all seems fake and fraudulent to me. Like, they couldn't have come up with a better lie. I feel like they are social media friends that may have flirted, but they don't have no intentions on taking anything further. They don't. There is no way y'all are in the same city or state and haven't seen each other in the past 3 years that y'all have known each other, because y'all don't want to mess up things or mess up y'all friendship. I'm not going for that. So before they met, Millie said her only worry when meeting Gregg was making sure he was really sis too, like he said he is, which he was. But she also said that she hopes that, she gets to see a serious side of him, because he always joking around and she is ready for something serious. And that right there is when I clocked out of them two, because they are not a couple that has been virtually dating for a few months. They have been doing this for 3 years, and you haven't seen nothing serious from this man, like nothing at all. And this first date is the time you want to see it. How am I supposed to take y'all serious as a couple if you don't even take him seriously yourself? Moving on from that, they have lunch and talk about how this moment is the perfect time for them. And I just can't get past them being in the same city and never found the perfect time in those 3 years. But okay, if this is the perfect time for y'all, fine. I'll roll with it for now. Because I ain't gonna lie, between all the other couples I just talked about, they do kind of come off as the most genuine. But still, 3 years in the same city, in the same state, that's just not sitting right with me. That's not sitting right. But I'm going to root for them for right now. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Moving on to Josh and Shay date. And child, what in the world? I just want to know if production tells them the type of date they are going on. I feel like they don't. They can't tell them because the outfits just don't correlate to the dates. But then again, Alexis went to her date with Dominique in workout attire, so she was prepared. But the other 3 weren't, in my opinion. Now, of course, everyone does have their own style. But Shay's outfit for her date with Josh was the most out of pocket I've ever seen. I am convinced that production may hate her, Because why would they let her wear that skimpy ass dress with them hooker heels to a damn amusement park on a pier around kids? Why? Why would they do that? Why would y'all do that? And if she did know, why the hell would she do that? So before Shay arrives, Josh talks about how his fear of meeting Shay in person is the fact that, that she may not like him. And I'm like, sir, y'all have been dating for 12 years. If she hasn't figured out the type of person you are in that amount of time, even though y'all have not met in person yet, then maybe it's time to break every chain and run for your life. Because this is clearly not meant to be. But the fact that he's saying something like that means he knows there is something about him that's not likable. Because if I was dating someone for 12 years, a long distance, and I finally get to see them in person, the only thing I will be saying is, oh, she gonna love me, or he gonna love me. We already got that connection over the phone and FaceTime. So the in-person meeting just enhancing everything. That's the only thing I would be saying. Because at this point, there should be no worries in the world if we made it this damn long. But baby, as soon as they met, they got to kissing each other down. You hear me? Like, down. Like, this was not their first time kissing. I can tell that they are going to be the couple that most people feel like the most off about because of their time frame, because of the whole 12-year situation. But I think they are going to show the most affection, and it's going to come off like they have a chance of making everything work once the show is over. But let's be clear, these two do not have a problem, so their relationship is going to be easy. For 12 years, they have been okay with the way things have been going, and when it's all said and done, they will still stick around with each other because it's what they know and it's what they want at this point, and they are used to it, and they are perfectly fine with what they got going on. So I don't think they're going to be the couple that makes like a big change, because it's not much you can change. Y'all are who y'all are. Like, y'all are set in y'all ways. It's been 12 years and y'all are okay with y'all situation. Like, let's be for real. So continuing on with their date, Shay tells Josh she loves him, but it seems like something she's been telling him, so that wasn't a shocker moment. Hell, 12 years, it better be some type of damn love going on if it ain't no love making. And then they started getting into a deeper conversation, which was why haven't they found a way to fully be with each other and to be in the same city. So Shay was like, why haven't you moved to Miami with me, Josh? And he said it's because, they have to find a middle ground because he doesn't want to be too far away from his kids, which, it makes sense, especially if he's fully into his kids' lives and he's not trying to be a deadbeat father. So I understand that. But Shay has already know that, and she is okay with it. But what got me was that he said he has 2 kids, one being 13 years old and the other is a 3-year-old. And at this point, I had to cut off my TV and walked away. Like, what is this? What are we doing here? Seriously. Like, is this a quick money grab for Josh and Shay? Because ain't no way in hell y'all been dating for 12 years and he have a 13-year-old and he has a 3-year-old. And you are perfectly okay with that. But you know what? Shay gives me the type of person to be okay with it. Hell, she's probably telling him to go wild and have sex with other girls since she isn't around, which is so weird because if he can do all of that and take care of his kids how he makes it seem, why the hell he can't get a flight for himself or get a flight for you to visit him? Somebody please make it make sense, because nothing is ringing for me with their whole situation. Nothing at all. But moving on from those two, we get into Chris and Sandia. And off rip, I already knew something was going to be off between them two, because for one, when Chris talked about their relationship, he never mentioned why the both of them live in the same city, yet they haven't met each other. The only thing he said was it's because of various reasons. Well, what the hell is the reasons? At least give us one. Hell, I personally think they haven't met up yet because of him. They've only been dating for 3 months, but I bet he is the one pushing her off or throwing her off about going on a date. And the irony about this is he can't give us a reason why, but he felt the need to tell us that they have a strong sexual chemistry and that they do a lot of sexting. I don't know, man. Chris just seems so weird to me. Like, he give off fuckboy vibes, like I said earlier. And if they are doing a lot of sexting, I feel like he is the type to use it against her. And if she gets upset with him and, decides she wants to not be with him or leave him, he may be the type to be like, oh, I'll expose you and yada, yada, yada. And she comes off so soft and timid. And I hate to say, but she can be easily manipulated. And I hope I am wrong, but that's what I get from the two of them. And just so I'm clear, I hope I am wrong about Sandia, but I know I am right about Chris. He is definitely that type of person. So in their date, Chris took Sandia on a helicopter ride, which was cute and sweet because it was something she told him she always wanted to do, and he exceeded her expectations. So at this point, she is loving it. So moving on with the couple's first dates, we get into Aaron and Joanna. And baby, when I say these two should have been off the show immediately, out of all these couples and their bullshit, these are the two I just do not want to entertain at all. So for one, Aaron tells us that the reason he and Joanna haven't had a first date yet or haven't met is because he booked a flight to come see her, but he lost his ID after booking the flight to go see her. Like, boy, get the hell out of here. Y'all have been dating for 9 months. You could have gotten a new ID and rebooked the flight instantly. Like, stop playing in our face. You mean to tell me after that one incident, you just never tried again? Like you were just over it? And beyond that, do you not have a passport? I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't because surprisingly, most people do not have a passport. But regardless, it's still BS. I think he didn't want to meet her because she probably would have discovered his deep, dark secrets that he wasn't ready for her to know yet. And even though Joanna said she was mad and agitated about it, I don't believe her because she still decided to stick around and continue to virtually date him. Now, as I'm watching that day and hearing them in their confessionals, I promise you, I am Team Joanna and not Aaron. I promise you I'm Team Joanna because I just think he is just a bullshitter. But then Joanna started to make things go real sour real quick, in my opinion, during that day. And I don't know. I had to flip out. I had to flip from her. Hell, I honestly don't like neither one. But if I had to choose, I had to switch to Aaron. So the day that Aaron planned for her wasn't bad. It was something he knew, she might like because of the things that she told him before. But I think he was doing too much lying that was catching up to him. And it was just a complete turnoff for Joanna, which I understand. But also, I feel like it wasn't as deep as she made it seem. So for one, he said that he knows how to salsa or something like that. And he came up with a routine for them. But when they started doing the dance, it's like the boy had 2 left feet and she basically had to start teaching him. Man, she was just fed up and I was watching that scene cracking up. Because why did he even lie like that? Granted, he wasn't terrible, but I guess it wasn't just up to her standard and she was just over it, like I said. But then things just kept getting worse and worse, at least for Joanna. So after the dancing, they had some wine, cheese, and crackers. A little charcuterie board. And then she starts complaining because he doesn't drink wine or just drink at all, period. So she's confused on why he has wine there. Like, girl, he may not drink, but you do, so he is being considerate of you. Like, I don't understand why she was trying to nitpick and find everything wrong with what the boy was doing for her. As if she was on a mission to catch him in a lie based on things he may have told her over the phone. But when he was struggling to open a wine bottle, I hollered. Baby, that really did it for Joanna, baby. She was over it. I was over it for her, but she was like, She had to take the bottle and open it for him, and she was pissed. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, I screamed. Joanna is the type that wants a manly man, and baby, one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. Aaron ain't no manly man at all. Baby, that boy said he didn't know how to use a corkscrew. He only saw someone use it on TV before. You know how embarrassing that is? And it's such a turnoff. And I get why she was fed up, but I just think She was a little too hard on the boy. Maybe he had, first date jitters. I don't know. I'm trying to get him the benefit of the doubt. But Joanna wasn't going for it. Like, she was just over him. I get it, girl. But she was a little mean. And at least in her confessional, she was mean. In person, she kept, a cool, calm, and collected face. So I give her that. And then, baby, we finally get into the other Aaron date with Dymond and Baby. They date took a turn I was not expecting. Okay, well, that's a lie. I was expecting it because it was brought up earlier in the episode, but still, y'all get what I'm trying to say. So anyways, before they met each other, we got to see Aaron talking and giving his thoughts on things. And while in his confessional, the first thing I was looking for was his nails. The way he was so excited to show us him getting his nails done at the salon, I had to see what the manicure was about. Okay, so I'm like, in the confessional, I'm like, okay, what are nails? Baby, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, Aaron had a better set than me. I'm over here trying to hide my nails and so y'all don't see him, because if a man got better nails than me, then baby, I am living all the way wrong, okay? But Mr. had his all black with a dash of white nails going on, and I'm like, okay, Aaron. But beyond the nails, Aaron had that shit on. Aaron got a fedora hat for every fit we see him in. Now, who you know rocking out like that? Who you know? I'll wait. Yeah. Y'all better stop playing with Aaron. Aaron really him. Anyway, child, enough about Aaron's drip. The moment he said that he and Dymond were both pastor kids, it all made sense to me. Like, it made all the sense in the world. Then when they met, he goes on to tell us how Dymond is his type because he is a BBW lover. So Dymond was his type. Come on. What she has to offer, as long as she bringing that big body his way, he is fine with it. Child, Aaron is going to be the star of this show. Just y'all watch. I promise you, Aaron's going to be the star of this show. So as we see them meeting and hugging each other, Aaron goes to crying on Dymond's shoulder. I don't know if he was in acting mode or if he was dead ass serious, but we never see his face to get proof of the tears, because right after that, he went to kissing Dymond down. He was giving her all the good, child. I had to close my eyes. I didn't know how far they was going to take it. But then they stopped and they sat down and they started, doing a little chit chat. And during that conversation, Dymond got straight to the and she asked him why he decided it was okay to post on Facebook that he was about to propose to another woman. And baby, I got to running around the house, baby. Because Aaron. No, you didn't, Aaron. You did not do that, Aaron. I just don't believe it. Not you. Aaron. I'm watching you, Aaron. One thing about it, Facebook gonna get these old heads in trouble. That's for sure. That's like they damn kryptonite. But Aaron knew he was wrong, but his excuse was he had given up on hope of, ever meeting Dymond. And I'm like, Aaron, please, you are too old to not catch a flight to go see that lady. Cut it out. If you really were that sick of not being able to see her, you could have gotten her a flight to see you or gotten a flight to her. That was just no excuse. But as much as Dymond tried to come off like she meant business, it was going to get to the bottom of things with him. It was all a facade, because she took him for his word and she was back all lovey-dovey with him, which only tells me that they probably already had a conversation. And I can't bet my last dollar that either Aaron was capping on Facebook about marrying someone else or the other person denied his proposal. Because it don't make sense how it happened 2 years ago and he isn't married or engaged, and he went back running to Dymond, someone who he was in a long distance relationship with. That doesn't make any sense. But moving on in the show, now that all the dates are over and we got to gauge all of the couples, we get to see all of them in the house mingling, meeting, and greeting. Okay, well, only some people were meeting and greeting because Shay and Josh went into a room and have not let up or got up off of each other yet. I mean, they went to take a shower with each other. That's how much they so stuck like glue, child. Baby, they say they finna get all 12 years of theirs made up. Moving on, Alexis is downstairs with some of the other girls and they are talking to Aaron J. Well, Alexis was doing most of the talking, just being herself, and I could tell she just have a big personality. But beyond that, she just getting to know people. So in the midst of the conversation with Aaron, he is plugging all the little things he do, and he said that he raps. So of course, Alexis did what anyone will do when someone says they rap, which is ask him to spit a little something, something. And that's what he did. And man, it was so freaking ass. Oh my God. Why would he even play with us like that? And why we as black people are so funny sometimes, because even when we know something is trash, we would still gas the person up. And that's exactly what they were doing to Aaron. And he was feeling it like, yeah, I just ate that. Like, sir, what? You did not eat nothing. This man literally said, I think it's funny. I think it's ironic that the is fire and she got water. What? Where is the Apollo clown sweeping people off the stage when you need them? Womp, womp, womp. If these are the balls he is coming up with in his head, I need him to pack it up. Baby, we need mechanics. We need construction workers. Like, it's a lot of things we need. We don't need any more rappers. And I'm pretty sure we don't need any more singers. But I do want to hear you sing, though. I want to hear. Maybe it's better than the rap. I don't know. Anyways, after the bars were dropped, I'm funny. Dominique came in asking what in a BET cut is going on. But he really was a little tight about Alexis because it seemed like she was just being extra friendly. But I think he was overdoing it, in my opinion. Like, it's not like she was around him by herself. It was other girls around, and they all was, saying the same thing to Aaron. Alexis was just asking him more questions. But of course, Dominique mindset was on some practice what you preach mess because of how Alexis was earlier in the show when she called herself putting him in check about being friendly with other people in the house. Now, even though I feel like it wasn't that deep, I also don't think Dominique was wrong in how he felt because Alexis was the one who put the whole don't be friendly with people topic on the table. So yeah, he's right. She needs to practice what she preaches, or don't say shit if you're not going to stand on it yourself. Then from there, things kept getting worse and worse during the night. So as the girls were upstairs or wherever, I don't know where they was at, the guys were downstairs chatting, and Chris started to show his true damn colors. And I'm not even going to say he was starting to show his colors because the moment Chris hopped on our TV screen or hopped on my TV screen, I knew what type of person he was. And I told y'all his ass was a boy. But this dude is kind of more than a boy. He is a boy, an asshole, a disrespectful, and a bird-ass motherfucker. He is a lot of things, okay? And I am saying all of this because while he is having a conversation with the guys, he talk about how he gives girls 2 to 3 good nights and then disappears for 2 to 3 weeks. He is one of those red pill boys or whatever social media calls them boys. They be talking bullshit on podcasts when it comes to girls. He one of them. He is one of them. Then he voluntarily tells all the guys that he and Sandia are not exclusive and they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and that he talks to and gets a lot of girls. Mind you, while he is saying all of this, Sandia is in the room hearing all of it, and she says nothing. And I was so mad for her, but I would never be madder than her, and she wasn't mad enough for me. I would have cursed his ass out so bad, and not because he is saying they not boyfriend and girlfriend or exclusive, because you can date people and not be in a relationship. But she should have cursed him out because at this point, he is embarrassing the out of that girl and for no reason at all. He's just yapping away and being disrespectful of the situation that they do have. On top of that, it got worse when he started waving and flicking his hand towards her, basically telling her to shoot, go away, yelling at her to, leave the room while they all talking. That was the moment all hell should have broken loose, and she should have had his ass crying. Like, who you talking to? Don't play at me. Like, excuse me? Who do you think you are? And who do you think you talking to? But Sandia acts like she doesn't have a backbone. Like, girl, if you don't get one and stand on business, I know something. Because this boy is going to try and run right over her if she allows him to. And I think she's going to. She will. Like, the way he was talking to her and about her to the guys was crazy. And I feel like if they see him talking to her like that, they're going to feel like it's okay to talk to her like that. And that's where we going to have a problem. And that's where you got life up at. For me. For her, she cool with it. But for me, you know, in here, I would let that slide. That's all I'm saying. But that girl just left the room. When he said shoot, she shoot it. Huh? When he said go away, she went away. Huh? But that's not even a half. And that's not even the worst. As the night went on. So the couples was in the kitchen talking, and Gregg had on some shorts. And out of nowhere, Alexis burst out and said, like, let's talk about the hoochie daddy shorts. Girl, what? How about we don't talk about them? Let's not. Now, don't get me wrong. I know when Alexis said it, she didn't mean any harm. And she was trying to, you know, just be her funny self and have a moment. But if I also see it from a man's perspective and Dominique's perspective, I can see how it can be rude and disrespectful. Like, why are you not only looking at another man in shorts around me, but why are you bringing attention to it in a room full of other people? Like, that's crazy, and it's just wrong. Especially after the whole "don't be friendly" comment she made to Dominique. It was just a lot, and she kept saying it over and over. Like, girl, give it a rest. So once things died down and they were alone, and I think it was only Shay and Josh was in a room with them, they started to, you know, have the conversation, and he expressed how she makes a lot of flirty statements. Now, as this is happening, we get to a confessional of Shay basically saying how she feels like Dominique may be here on the show for a party. And I am confused on how she came to that conclusion, because to be honest, we haven't seen Dominique doing anything that connects to him being like a party person or having a party-like manner. Like, yes, he was real flirty and real freaky with Alexis, but we didn't get party from him. Like, I never got party for him. So maybe there were some things cut out that we didn't get to see, but I don't know. I just didn't understand the party statement at all. But back to the conversation at hand, after Dominique said his piece, Alexis did apologize by saying she was wrong for bringing up the hoochie daddy shorts comment. But after that, Dominique kept going and couldn't let it go. And that was the point. I was like, okay, now you're doing too much. The girl has already said she was wrong. So what are you carrying on for? Like, chill, let it go. Let's move on. And if it happens again, then you get to drop her or do whatever you feel you need to do with her. But to keep on bickering, it was just excessive and just a lot. So Dominique basically said like he felt her apology was fake and phony. But I honestly think that they both were just drunk and just having a heated conversation, and that never turns out well for anyone. Maybe his ass needed to go and do some yoga so he could relieve whatever stress he had built up, because it was going too far when it should have ended the moment the girl took accountability. Along with them being drunk, I think Dominique may have also felt like she was trying him on national TV, so he couldn't let it go. And it all boiled up to him putting his hands on her and she putting her hands on him, and things just getting aggressive and domestic real quick. Because they are just now meeting in person and filling each other out, they should have found another way or time to communicate this whole situation way better than what they did, or they should have just walked away from each other. Also, the fact that they went from laughing to serious in 1.2 seconds shows how someone can interpret things you do to them wrong. So at the end of the day, they should have just left it alone, kept their hands off of each other, and it should have just been that. It should have just been that. Now, both of you are about to get kicked off the show. Idiots. But I guess we will talk more about that in the next episode. So with that being said, like this video and show your girl some love. Sound off in the comments with your thoughts and let me know how y'all felt about this episode. Hit that notification bell, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the Queen, baby. Bye.